all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. And it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was.
Bonjour les amis, this is your boy Roy, and welcome to Maison de Roi, where we help each other navigate fitness, life, and love through conversation and philosophy. No wasting time here. You know what you're here for. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Former Celtics head coach Ime Udoka has been suspended after coming under fire and scrutiny over the alleged affair he had with not only Kathleen Lynch, wife of Celtics VP of Finance, but potentially with some of the players' wives as well. Now, how did this story come about? Well, it's been rumored that either the VP of Finance started his own internal investigation or one of the players snitched. Now, Ime is going to face a whole host of repercussions because of his actions, right? However, his actions aren't that far off from what us normal guys do on practically an everyday basis, right? So what are some of the lessons we could learn from Ime Udoka? Well, I've got 3 for you in this video here. So without further ado, let's get right into them. All right, so lesson number 1, don't shit where you eat. Guys, for real. Stop shitting where you eat. There's no point in getting with the woman that works in your office. Think about that long term. Like, have you ever gotten with a chick and then things have gone wrong? And like maybe you and this girl probably frequented the same areas. One of you can't keep going to that same area. After you guys break up or split up or whatever happens, one of you can no longer continue to go to that place. And given today's political climate, guess who's gonna be the one to never come back? It's gonna be your ass. So do yourself a favor, do not shit where you eat. Flirting with the woman at work will pay off nothing. Nothing. You will get nothing from it, except for like the 5 to 7 minutes of pleasure, just like Ime Udoka has found out. And now he faced a whole host of repercussions. Don't be like that guy, consensual or God forbid, non-consensual, which if that is the case, brother, you need a reality check. But with all things considered, shitting where you eat will not pay off in the long run. And at the end of the day, you should just treat work as it is. Work. That's it. All right, lesson number 2 coincides with the first one. It's not worth the 5 to 7 minutes of pleasure. Now, guys, again, really think about this from a logical perspective. Of course, in the moment, you go into the office, you're considering her like, I don't know, your work wife or whatever the fuck normies do nowadays. But all in all, as you're building up this relationship with this woman, something's gonna pop into your mind, right? You're gonna come to this conclusion that the 5 to 7 minutes that you're spending as extracurriculars with said woman, meanwhile neglecting the family you have at home, is not going to pay off in the long run. And like at this point, I probably sound like a broken record, just saying that it's not going to pay off, but that's the reality of it. I mean, you don't just have to look at Ime Udoka. Think about countless other coaches and men in positions of power that have gone out of their way to have these consensual relations. And regardless if the woman gets lambasted or not, as the man, you have to take not only the lead, but also have the gumption and assumption that perhaps this isn't going to bode well for you. So of course, at the end of the day, at the very least, have a contingency plan for something like this. But for the most part, you could avoid all of this by just not having sex with your coworkers. So as the last lesson, but the most important lesson, guys, remember one thing and one thing only. So long as we're in this political climate, regardless if the sexual act was consensual, so long as the news has been made public, whether it's an allegation or not, you will always be painted as the bad guy. What does this mean? It doesn't mean that, live your life in fear. It also doesn't mean to be careless as fuck and, have sex with your coworkers. But this means you have to take a precautionary step before you do anything. And granted, this is just wise advice anyway, think before you act. But now, particularly in this time period that we're in right now, gentlemen, fellas, it is super important that you not only curate who you sleep with, but also take preventative measures as far as regulating and having an understanding of what you're doing. So in other words, just like I said before, think before you act. Before you act, make sure you have a plan of action. And before you do any of that, try to have some insight before you hop into a certain scenario. So that's about all the time we have for today. If you think the content is valuable to you and probably your friends, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Share this video to everyone you know. We are on the road to 100. I think I'm at like 13 subscribers right now, so any one subscription counts. Remember, this is absolutely cost-free for you, but it means the world to me. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Feel free to check out the next video here or somewhere around here. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.